Hi. In a while since I've done this, I'm actually at my next update video. Oh, that's not good. So this is the update video for end of September, start of October. And I'm a little like, probably because I just, in this past week alone, wrote 3 papers and a 15-minute presentation. I'm tired. I've only been here a month. That's awkward. Actually, this past week has sort of been most of the stuff due in October. Not all of it, but most of it. Now, the 2 things that I haven't had the opportunity to actually get ready for, one of which I can't even get ready for, are for my TAing position, because as of October 20th, I'm going to be doing a complete lecture, all of my own. I'll do it. And I'll be ready for it. And then the other one is the literal class after that lecture. Will be me, well, they'll be writing a midterm exam. And I'm going to be marking at least half of that. I think just half though, because at least in regards to the final exam, I know the professor said that he'll mark half, but maybe that's because the Christmas holidays are after that and we both want to get everything done. But maybe it's half of everything. That would be nice. But we'll figure that out when it comes to it. But yeah, all the other papers are done for this month. At first I was super excited because I was like, this means I'm like halfway done. And then the more I thought about that, the more I realized that was a lie. So that's not how I'm thinking anymore. It's been interesting getting settled and getting to know my space and getting to realize a couple of things. The hardest one being that I'm just, in all likelihood, not going to have the friendships here like I had at Stu. I'm at a different time in my life, I'm doing a different thing. This is 2 years versus what ended up being 5 fantastic years. I'm not only at a different time for myself, I'm at a different time than a lot of the people around me. So I think acquaintances is probably going to be what I have. But I think that's okay. I think I can handle that, and I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. And it's just something I have to deal with. Sort of alongside that, the other thing that I've realized and decided not to come to terms with because I had a problem with it and we're going to face it down, is that I don't want my life to just stop because I'm studying my MA. I want to do other things. So I'm working on doing other things. This has been really helpful. I mentioned this briefly in another video, my weekly CNC, my challenge or my chore. Because this has been helping me sort of prioritize in my head additional things that I want to do. Like, no schoolwork goes on this. My chore is not to write a paper, or my challenge is not to write a paper. That's just stuff that's going to get done anyways. This is to make sure that I'm still doing the stuff I want to be doing. So this week, I sort of turned my challenge towards working on this, and I ended up that's this week's. It's 8 pages front and back. I probably could have gotten further, but that's what I managed to get done, and I'm actually quite proud of myself. So my chore next week is going to be typing all of that up. And I think I might alternate to something else. That way I'm just not getting into a rut with anything. So I think my next challenge will be on something different. And personally, I'm actually looking... Okay, so the week before this, what my challenge actually was to... I'm sorry if that's really bright. Give me a second. There we go. My challenge was to actually take the risk and submit 2 of my papers for possible publication. Yeah, that's that was sort of a terrifying thing to do, but I did it, so that's out there. This week, what I actually think I want to do is... This is going to sound really weird for the fact that I admitted that I'm just sick and tired of writing papers, but I think I want to start writing one for myself that I actually... it was something that came to mind towards the end of the summer, and again, just with everything, I put my life on hold far too much, and I was just like, oh, that is just something that will happen some other time. And that's exactly what I want to avoid doing. So, God, this thing is very busy and just filled with things. I just realized it might not even be in here. I swear it was, but it might not be. Because, yeah, there it is. Okay. So it's this idea that it's an Arthurian paper that I want to write. So I think I'm not going to like write it all. I think I'm going to start doing some research and see if I can find some secondary sources for that as my challenge for this week. And then I'll probably rotate back on to making sure that I'm still doing the novel. Because I want to keep writing anyways. And I'm trying to figure out if I can do that along with everything else. And not just have it me doing it because that's my challenge for this week. We'll see how it goes. At some point I'm going to figure out, like, how you figured out to just vlog off my phone. But that might not be this week. That might be the chore for next week. Yeah, I feel really busy. And somehow at some points just not busy at all. And those are sort of the moments where I'm like, I should be doing something else, but I'm so tired. But I'm working. I'm building up steam, and we're gonna go. I have joined an extracurricular activity. When you guys know me, so you know that this is, it just makes sense, but it probably sounds weird to anybody that doesn't. But it's called the SCA, and it's Society for Creative Anchorisms. They're medieval reenactors. Except I wouldn't really say reenactors, because everything is not designed. It's designed around the history and the time periods, but you're not so designed around the history. Like, you're creating personas, but it can't be known personas. You can't try and recreate, like, Queen Elizabeth or something. You're using the knowledge to actually create your own person. Most of the time, they're not actually recreating battles, but that does sometimes happen. Oftentimes, they've got their set battles, and they're honestly trying to see who wins. It's not decided ahead of time. So I've been going to combat practices, which is fun. I've been going to dance practices, which is also fun. And it's something else to sort of get me out and going and socializing, at least on that level. And that was my plan. I needed to have at least one social extracurricular activity. And that's one I've chosen. So we're going to see where this goes. Yeah. Just me sitting on the floor of my dorm room, trying to figure everything out. It's iced tea, by the way. I'm still trying to avoid pop. Okay, so that's everything that's been happening. A little bit of what I want challenge and chore-wise going ahead. But as for October overall, step 1, survive. Step 2, don't freak out about this lecture thing. Step 3, keep going with my extracurriculars, so both the SEA and my weekly CNC. 4, survive. Apparently October is not the worst. Apparently first semester November is the worst. I have been informed that November lies. So we're going to figure that out. I'm also going to try and vlog more, especially if I can figure out how to do that off my phone. And those, of course, will be shorter than my entire monthly updates. Okay, bye. I think I've gotten worse at this.